Remember the roar of a muscle car engine thundering down the highway, the iconic image of an F-150 conquering any terrain? Those were the hallmarks of Ford, a titan of American automotive history. But the once mighty Ford is facing a new challenge on the highway, and it's electric. While the F-150 Lightning promised a new era of electrified power, the reality is a financial nightmare. Ford's foray into EVs has been hemorrhaging billions, with losses escalating year over year. In 2021, they lost nearly $1 billion in EV sales, followed by a staggering $2 billion in 2022. And 2023 is projected to be even worse, with a potential loss of a mind-blowing $3 billion. These figures paint a grim picture, raising serious questions about Ford's ability to navigate the ever-evolving electric landscape. So what's causing all the bumps in Ford's electric road trip? Buckle up, because it's a multi-lane pileup of challenges. Lane 1. The cost conundrum. Developing and manufacturing EVs is no walk in the park. It's more like climbing Mount Everest in flip-flops. The battery technology alone is a major expense. Research by Adam Jonas, an analyst at Morgan Stanley, suggests battery packs can account for a whopping 30% of an EV's total cost. Just imagine the sticker shock for Ford. This translates directly to Ford's bottom line. Remember that $700 million loss in the first quarter of 2023 for their EV division? Yeah, a big chunk of that can be blamed on these sky-high costs. Lane 2. The EBIT abyss. Speaking of the bottom line, let's take a deep dive into the financial black hole that is Ford's EV earnings before interest and taxes, or EBIT margin. That negative 102.1% figure we mentioned earlier, let's put it in simpler terms. For every dollar of revenue generated from EVs, Ford is losing over a dollar. That's some serious renting. Analysts at Bloomberg estimate that Ford might not even achieve profitability in the EV segment until 2 to 4 years from now. Lane 3. The delivery debacle. Now, even if Ford could magically reduce production costs, there's another hurdle: actually getting EVs into customer driveways. In the first quarter of 2023, Ford managed to deliver only 12,000 electric vehicles. That's a far cry from meeting market demand, which is only growing stronger. A recent study by McKinsey & Company predicts that EVs could account for a third of all global car sales by 2030. Ford needs to step on the gas, or should we say, step on the electrons, if they want to keep up with the competition. But it's not just financial woes plaguing Ford. Let's face it, car dealerships aren't exactly known for their customer-centric approach. Haggling over price feels more like a scene from a medieval marketplace than a modern car purchase. But with Ford's foray into EVs, things have gone from slightly annoying to full-blown meme-worthy meltdown for millennial car buyers. Remember that excitement surrounding the Mustang Mach-E? Yeah, well, some dealerships saw it as an opportunity to play EV monopoly, slapping on markups that would make Scrooge McDuck blush. A recent investigation by Kelley Blue Book found that some Ford dealerships were marking up the Mustang Mach-E by a whopping 40% above MSRP, or manufacturer-suggested retail price. Ouch! Talk about sticker shock. That's enough to make even the most environmentally conscious driver reconsider their commitment to going green. Here's the thing: millennials are a key demographic for EV adoption. They're tech-savvy, environmentally conscious, and usually strapped for cash. These dealer markups are basically throwing gasoline, or should we say electrode fluid, on Ford's relationship with this crucial market segment. But the dealer drama doesn't stop there. A recent article in the Detroit News reported on disgruntled customers facing long wait times and a lack of transparency from dealerships regarding EV availability. Imagine waiting months for your sleek new Mustang Mach-E, only to find out the dealership accidentally sold it to someone else willing to pay a higher price. Not exactly the recipe for customer satisfaction. Now, to make matters even worse, throw in the recent Federal Reserve interest rate hikes. Suddenly, financing that already marked up EV becomes even more expensive. A study by Edmunds.com suggests that the average monthly payment for a new electric car in the US has jumped by over $100 in the past year, thanks to rising interest rates and, you guessed it, dealer markups. Remember that childhood game of leapfrog? Well, that's basically what Ford is attempting with Tesla in the electric vehicle race. While Tesla zooms ahead in the Tesla lane, Ford is desperately trying to catch up with a series of strategic hops. Let's face it, the Mustang Mach-E looked like it was going to be Ford's electric knight in shining armor. But then reality hit, and sales figures fell flatter than a pancake batter. In a bid to jumpstart demand, Ford has resorted to slashing prices on the Mach-E twice this year. A recent report by Reuters suggests the base price has been cut by a total of $5,800. That's a significant chunk of change, but is it enough to lure budget-conscious buyers away from Tesla's offerings? Ford's next leapfrog attempt involves a massive partnership with LG Energy Solution. Together, they're building a state-of-the-art battery plant in Turkey. This is a crucial move considering battery costs are a major hurdle for EV production. A study by Benchmark Mineral Intelligence suggests that battery packs can account for up to 40% of an EV's total cost. By securing their own battery supply chain, Ford hopes to gain some much-needed cost control and potentially lower their EV prices further. Ford has set some ambitious production goals. They're aiming to manufacture 600,000 electric vehicles by the end of 2024 and a staggering 2 million annually by late 2026. That's a bold leap, but will they land on their feet? Analysts at Bloomberg are skeptical. They point to ongoing supply chain issues and Ford's history of production delays as potential roadblocks. Here's the reality check. Tesla is the undisputed king of the EV castle. They hold a whopping 2/3 of the US electric car market share, and in 2022 alone, they churned out a staggering 1.4 million EVs. That's more than double what Ford is aiming to produce in their entire ambitious 2024 target. So what's Tesla's secret sauce? Well, it's not just their groundbreaking electric vehicles. Tesla's direct-to-customer sales model and strategic pricing adjustments have been key to their success. By bypassing traditional dealership networks, Tesla has established a direct connection with its customers, allowing for a more personalized buying experience. Facing a Tesla-sized threat and mounting financial woes, Ford is throwing everything but the kitchen sink at the problem. Ford's dealerships have long been a cornerstone of their business model. But in the age of online shopping and Tesla's disruptive direct-to-consumer approach, clinging to tradition might be a recipe for disaster. A recent study by McKinsey & Company suggests that by 2 to 4 years from now, as many as 80% of car buyers will want the option to purchase their vehicle entirely online. Recognizing this shift, Ford is taking a gamble by implementing a direct sales program for EVs in select European markets. This could be a game changer, allowing them to bypass dealership markups and establish a more transparent pricing structure. But will it translate to the US market, where dealerships hold significant sway? Only time will tell. Ford's next bold move is a head-scratcher. They're essentially splitting their company in two, creating separate entities for electric vehicles for Model E and traditional gasoline-powered cars like Ford Blue. This bifurcation, as some analysts are calling it, is a risky bet. On the one hand, it allows Model E to operate with more agility and freedom, potentially attracting top talent in the EV space. But on the other hand, it creates a complex internal structure and raises concerns about resource allocation. Can Ford effectively manage two vastly different entities while competing with a unified Tesla? Despite the financial losses and production woes, Ford is doubling down on its commitment to EVs. Their ambitious production goals, 600,000 EVs by the end of 2024 and a staggering 2 million annually by 2026, show they're serious about becoming a major player in the electric landscape. But here's the rub. These goals pale in comparison to Tesla's dominance. A recent news article in the Wall Street Journal suggests Tesla is planning to ramp up production to a mind-blowing 5 million EVs annually by 2024. That's more than double what Ford aspires to achieve in the same timeframe. So will Ford's bold moves be enough to dethrone Tesla? It's a cliffhanger with no easy answer. The direct sales strategy could be a step in the right direction, but its success hinges on US market adoption. The company split is a gamble that could backfire if not managed effectively. And while their production goals are ambitious, they might not be enough to keep pace with Tesla's ever-increasing momentum. One thing's for sure, Ford's future hinges on their ability to navigate this electric chess game with strategic brilliance. Despite the challenges, Ford remains determined to navigate the EV landscape successfully. Their long-term strategy involves transitioning from internal combustion engine vehicles to EVs while relying on profits from their EV division to support growth. But one thing's clear, Farley's role as CEO is on the line. Is his aggressive push into EVs despite financial losses the right call? Will the bold moves like direct sales and the company's split pay off, or will they be seen as missteps under Farley's watch? Only time will tell if Farley's leadership will be remembered as a visionary push towards electrification or a gamble that backfired for the American auto giant. The road ahead is challenging, but the final destination for Ford is yet to be determined. Whether they can outpace Tesla and overcome their current obstacles remains uncertain. But one thing is clear, Ford must make prudent decisions, collaborate closely with dealers, and deliver reliable and appealing vehicles to regain its footing in the evolving automotive industry. And with that, we come to the end of our discussion on Ford's struggles in the EV market. Make sure to like and subscribe for more updates in the technology industry. Thanks for watching.